In this video, you will learn how to adjust more of your universal settings on your digital portfolio website. For this exercise, we're focused on adjusting the header options. Before we get started, please make sure that you have your color palette handy. First, you'll want to locate Appearance on the left menu, and under Appearance, click Customize. Under the Customization user interface, you'll notice the menu on the left and the preview panel on the right. In the menu options, you'll want to locate and select Header. Under Header, you're given another menu options. The first menu option that we will manipulate will be General. Click on General. Under General, you'll notice that the first field that you come to is Style. For your digital portfolio site, it's automatically set to Minimal. However, you can choose from a variety of different styles to add character and personality to your site. To review just a few of these, the first would be Transparent. The Transparent menu adds an aesthetically pleasing effect to your menu for your digital portfolio site. However, as you can see here, it doesn't always work well with your header background or video background. Here, the menu options almost entirely disappear into the background because there isn't great contrast in color. So that is a very tricky style to play with when designing your digital portfolio site. I would recommend staying away from this unless you have a little bit more experience with WordPress. Another option would be the top menu option. Now, the top menu option places the menu items all the way at the very top of your screen and then places the site title and logo as well as the tagline in the center, as you see here. This can add a relatively cool effect if you have a more formal voice to your personal brand. Another option would be full screen. Now, if you're more technical and modern, a little bit more edgy in your personality, perhaps the full screen option is the right option for you. As you can see, the menu items disappear, and instead you're met with this hamburger menu item up in the top right. If you click on it, your menu shows up as an overlay to the entire screen. So the user experience is rather different, and it definitely meets a more modern appeal to web design and development. Another option could be Medium. Medium provides another formal tone and personality to your website. As you can see here, your logo or site title would show up in the center and then your menu options down below. Lastly, there's a vastly different style of menu that is called vertical. The vertical menu will show up on the left side, as you see here, with your logo and title up at the top and your menu running down the left side. If you had a drop-down menu, it would look like this with a plus sign next to it. If you click the plus sign, the drop-down menu shows up. If you click the negative sign, the drop-down menu will disappear. For the sake of this tutorial, we are going to choose Minimal. Now, the next option that you will manipulate will be the header border bottom. We're actually going to uncheck that box. That gives us more design flexibility moving forward. Next, we'll want to change the background color to our menu. By default, it's set to an all white, which the hex code is 6Fs. Again, you should have your color palette handy. Locate your color palette now. For this exercise, I'm going to use my primary color as my background color for my menu. My primary color is this army green color for Full Sail. Command C will copy that hex code here. Navigate back to your website and paste the hex code in this background color field by clicking Command V. Now you can see that the background color of my menu has changed. Now you'll want to select the back arrow. This brings us back to that secondary header menu. The next option that I wanted to review with you was Logo. While we are actually going to save Fully Salen's portfolio text as the actual logo, if you created a logo for your personal brand, this would be where you would add it. You would simply select Logo and then upload your logo to your site. Let's say that this icon was our logo. If we select it, then we can hit the blue select button in the bottom right, And you'll notice that it wants you to crop in a horizontal fashion. So when you are creating your logo, in order for it to fit within the space that the logo goes in the top left, you'll want to make sure that it's a horizontal style of your particular logo instead of the square logo as you see here. Then you would crop it and it would place the logo in that element on your digital portfolio website. But again, for this exercise, I know many of us don't have personal brand logos yet, so we're going to remove that entirely and leave that alone. But in the future, when you create your logo, you'll know where to go. Let's go back to the menu. And the next option that we're going to manipulate is called Menu. So select Menu. Under Menu, the first option that I want you to uncheck is this drop-down top border. Again, that's going to give us more design flexibility in the future. So leave these first two checked and then uncheck the last one. The next option that we're going to manipulate will be the link color. Now, all of these are link colors right now, and by default, it's this charcoal gray. We're going to want to select a color from our color palette that is in great contrast to our background color. So let's go back to our color palette and select one that is in great contrast. For me, it could either be this very soft accent orange or this background gray that I've selected as part of my color palette. I'm going to go with this gray. By copying the hex code with Command-C and then navigate back to your digital portfolio website, you can Command-V to paste that color into this field. Now you'll notice that the menu items are in great contrast to that army green background color. The next color that we're going to manipulate is the link hover color. So if you click on this, by default, it's this blue. We're going to want to once more change that to our call to action color. Let's go back to our color palette and select our call to action color, which in my case is this bright orange. Whenever there's a link throughout our site or a call to action button, it's going to show up as this bright orange, at least on my site. For you, you'll want to make sure that it is a distinctive color from all the others, and you're only using it when you're calling the visitor to some action. Command-C to copy that hex code, and then navigate back to the site. Command-V to paste it, and now you can see that when I click or hover over these menu items, they turn to that call to action orange. Great. Now, I'm going to want to change the link color. So the link color here is going to change as well. Let's go ahead and select that and go back to our color palette. And now we don't want it to be the exact same orange. I'm actually going to make it an accent orange, like this softer orange. Command-C, and then navigate back to the site, Command-V to paste, and now we have that accent orange. So now you can see when the current item has been selected, it's a softer orange, but look, when we hover over another option, it's the darker orange. That gives the visitor an opportunity to know where they are and increases the user experience of the website. Okay, two more options that we need to manipulate. Under drop-down styles, you're going to want to manipulate the background color. So select the background color. By default, you have this triple F again. Let's go back to our color palette, and now we're going to select a background color for the drop-down menu. In this case, I'm going to make it this very soft accent orange. Command-C, and then navigate back to the site. Command-V to paste that soft orange. Now, when I mouse over Portfolio, you can see that the background color is this very soft orange. And if we wanted to keep the primary link color, the darker orange, it still has great contrast for design purposes. And the user can clearly see what it is that they are about to select. However, I'd like to add a little bit more contrast than orange on orange. So the last color that we will manipulate is called link color. And that will be here. Under link color, just select and then navigate back to your color palette. For my site, I'm going to use this army green to really contrast that background soft orange. Command C, and then navigate back to the site. Command V to paste, and now we've changed the link color to be the army green. So if we mouse over, we can see even greater contrast with the soft orange in the background. Okay, now that we've made all of these changes, we need to make sure that we publish those changes. And we publish by clicking the Publish button on the top. Click Publish, and now all of our changes have been saved. Now you know how to change the header options under your universal settings.